I feel so alive as I reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out to the sky. I found my way.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel for another episode of Let's Cook. Today we'll be cooking mahamris, and the first thing that we need to get is flour. Now I'm gonna write down the recipe as we go so that you guys do not miss a thing. I might jump in here and there explaining a few things, but yeah, this is it. Enjoy, stay tuned, do not forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, and make sure you try this recipe and tell me how it went. Now with the dough, we need it to be a very nice soft texture. We don't want it to be too firm and we don't want it to be too soft. So make sure you work on it very well. Keep adding the flour as you go, but do not overdo it. We don't want it to be too hard, like I said. Just make sure you give it a good knead and make sure your hands are very clean before you do this. Now that's all done. As you can see, it's really nice and soft. Make sure when you press it down, it does spring back up. As you can see, press it down, make sure it does spring back up, and that's how you know you've actually gotten the right consistency. Okay, you don't have to use a white cloth. It's not Virgin Mary. But yeah, this is what I use. Make sure you cover it, leave it in a nice warm place so that the yeast activates and the dough rises up. Alright, how do you know it's ready? When you look at your amount of flour and it looks like it's doubled up, then you know the yeast has done its job and it's good to go. Now you're gonna need plenty of oil, so make sure you have plenty of it beforehand, because now this is where the job is about to go down. I find the pizza cutter very handy with cutting the pieces, and I'm going to show you two ways to cut the pieces. So one, you can either do one big roll and then cut it the same way I'm doing in the video, or I'm going to show you another one towards the end of the video. You remember the Virgin Mary cloth? Make sure you bring one for Joseph too. We're going to need it. So what I like to do is to leave the oil actually getting heated up as I do the rolling and the cutting of the dough. That way I give time for the oil to actually get nice and hot, and then when it's all ready, the next thing is just for me to dip in the pieces and voila! So in this video, being a beginner one for people who have not done mahamris before, I chose to do the square or rectangular shapes, whatever you want to call it. But what I've noticed with the square or rectangular shapes, they do not rise as much as the triangular ones. And I'm going to show you the other ones towards the end, which is the original and actually the perfect way to do mahamris. But because that takes a lot of time, I thought, why not show you the easier one? Because this is easy, especially for me, because of kids. I don't have that time to stand there and keep making all those small circles, because the other one has, you have to make small circles and then cut them in little triangular kind of shapes, which I'll show you. But this is quite easy, especially for beginners. Also, with your oil, make sure your heat is regulated and you stay at one particular level of heat throughout. Otherwise, you're going to have some of them getting too burnt and some of them perfectly cooked. You don't want that. So just make sure you keep the same heat all through. The other thing also is, do not let them sit in the oil for too long. As soon as you get that nice golden brown look, you can flip them over to the other side, get the same kind of look on the other side, and then that's it. Take them out. If you let them sit in there for too long, then they're going to be too dark, and yeah, they're not very appealing. Now this is how you do the original mahamris. You do a circular shape and then you cut them in such shapes, which is sort of like a triangular shape. And this is what you come out with once you do that particular shape. They come out in a nice small triangular kind of thing. And also the inside of it is usually very hollow. There's not much inside there with these particular shapes. And I'm going to show you the difference between this one and the other one in the next slide. But before that, I'm going to just show you the amount that comes down to that. This is for the 2 cups that we have done. Now with this particular shape, you'll notice inside they have quite a filling, so they're not hollow like the triangular ones. The other thing also is they're very, very soft. That is one thing I love about them. I think they're nice when you want to have a cup of tea and have something that is filling, because the other ones are literally empty inside them. Well, I hope you've enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe and do not forget to come back and watch all the other videos. Thank you. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Tell the people there. Bye. Bye. Say thank you. Thank you. For watching. Subscribe. Follow. Like. And share. Yes.